Donald Trump may be the Republican presidential nominee, but our next guest has a little bit of a different take on his candidacy. In a Wall Street Journal article entitled "Donald Trump is Starting to Look Like an Independent Candidate," Washington Bureau Chief Jerry Seib writes this: "Travel around the country speaking about the election, and you'll frequently get this question: can an independent candidate make a serious run for president? We now essentially have such an independent candidate, and his name is Donald Trump." And Jerry Seib joins us now to explain a little bit more about his reasoning. First of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be with you.
Well, we had Donald Trump himself saying that he is unshackled from the Republican Party. He also said that he's going to now run his campaign the way that he's wanted to all along. And you think that's as an independent candidate?
Well, essentially, you know, he's still getting huge institutional support from the Republican National Committee, and the Republican National Committee members out around the country want the party apparatus to stay behind Donald Trump, and that's happening. But the official elected Republican Party hierarchy has now broken away from him in many respects. And as you suggest, he seems perfectly happy with that. He's running against the Republican Party, against his own party in many respects, and using that tension to fire up his base, which, as we saw in exit poll after exit poll in the primary season, distrusts the leadership of its own party. So you do have him running as you would run a third-party campaign, essentially.
Yeah, and I know that the Wall Street Journal did a poll last weekend, and they did find that 2/3 of self-identified Republicans think that the Republicans should stand behind Donald Trump. Here's the question, though: is this a winning strategy?
Well, that is the question. You know, look, the strategy he's pursuing now is designed to do two things. It's designed to fire up his base, much more to fire up the base now, as opposed to a couple of months ago when there was, let's expand the base, let's reach out to Hispanics and African Americans and moderates. This is much more of a fire up the base strategy. And again, running against the Republican establishment fits that part of the strategy. The second part is to suppress the vote for Hillary Clinton, to drive up her negatives, drive down the enthusiasm to turn out and vote for her, and hope that those two lines somehow cross. It's a long shot strategy. I mean, the numbers, we're looking at numbers now of a Donald Trump deficit at this stage of a campaign that nobody's ever made up before in modern presidential politics.